don't know. Drama from the beginning. But anyways, this is what happens in life. Thank you, Ladaya. That was absolutely beautiful. Welcome to Dharma, everybody. Now, Ladaya, I believe that's how you say her name, Spirituality Gone Wild. She is one of the, she's great. I know she's from Sweden. She actually has many followers on YouTube because of her music, and she has been a guest on Spirituality Gone Wild. So that's our platform with Debbie. So maybe one day we can get her on to be a guest with us. So what Debbie's been doing right now that all of these musicians are at home and they don't have their audiences, they've been more than happy and excited to perform and share their music from home with us and to introduce our shows. Isn't that beautiful? And I thought that was so much fun. I mean, that energy is just what we need until we can meet again in person and actually have some fun with jazz. We could at least listen to it online. So that was very, very sweet. Thank you, Debbie, for getting that video for us from Ladaya. And then hopefully one day she'll be with us here. Oh, Ladiva. There was okay, Ladiva. Sorry about that, Ladiva. I knew it was something different, and she's, of course, Swedish. What a wonderful start. Well, welcome everybody back to Dharma. My name is Josie Herndon, and this is a show that I do together with Archangel Gabriel. We've been off for several weeks, as you know. I appreciate that you would watch our shows that we were playing in the meanwhile. I had a medical procedure, and it's been taking me a while, actually a little longer than I thought, to kind of get my wits about me. Although actually my wits are fine, Gabriel's saying, because I had a lung procedure and my oxygen levels are now 99%, where they were 89 to 90 for about 4 to 6 months. So my wits are actually better, he says now, but they did have to go through my leg. And so my body's still getting used to everything that they did. They put in a plug and 3 coils. And so anyways, I just wanted to get going the next day. I was so excited that I had all this oxygen. I just wanted to do everything. And then, gravity pulled me back and said, no, you're a physical human. You can't just go do everything. You still have to take your time. So I did take a couple weeks off to heal. And this is my, first show back in a few weeks. And it happens to be February 11th. It's the week of Valentine's week, which, some of you might be thinking, what about Valentine's? So we'll talk a little bit about Valentine's, because there's usually questions about Valentine's. The Valentine's, Gabriel has always told me, because some people say, oh, isn't that like a pagan holiday? Or, what does it really mean? And he says, Valentine's is, with the word love, he said that's always a loaded, and a loaded word, he says, love, depending. And then Valentine's for some people is just doubly traumatic, depending on your past Valentines, your relationships that you have in the past, or even relationships now. It can be a very awkward day for many people. Even the little children that have to take Valentine's into school, or, then they're like, well, what is this all about? So, but what he says that is a common denominator that's very beautiful about Valentine's, if you can think about it as the energy of divine love. So think about it as divine love. And, the Cupid is like a little angel, right? A little cherub that brings people together, but it's not necessarily, doesn't have to be in a personal, intimate relationship. It could just be bringing people symbolically together in love. And so when you're thinking about love on this Valentine's Day, think about divine love. He's saying, the divinity of love, of the highest vibration, the agape love for, couples, but also the divine love for your children, your grandchildren, your parents, your friends, your colleagues, all the people that you're missing right now if you haven't been around, people that might be, he says, people that seem to be like acquaintances, but we were used to having them in our life, whether it be regulars that you would see at the grocery store, regulars at the coffee shops, regulars, that you would see at conferences, or office people, whatever it is that you haven't been seeing, but they're still in your realm. Just throw them the love of, the divine love, even energetically, and they'll feel it. So Valentine's doesn't have to be all about couples only. He's saying it's actually can be just about divine love for each other. And most importantly, of course, he's saying divine love for yourself. If you can find it in, to get to that place of divine love for yourself on this Valentine's Day, and take a few minutes to yourself and really cherish yourself, love yourself, take a nice, comfortable, warm bath, go for a walk, do a meditation, make a commitment to yourself for however long you want to do. If you want to say, I'm going to commit to myself 15 minutes of self-love. I'm going to commit make a commitment to myself an hour of self-love. I'll make a commitment to myself for 5 minutes of self-love. It doesn't have to be a major commitment. Even the word commitment, he says, gets people all freaked out. But this is what you're making a commitment just to yourself, to love yourself for a certain amount of time. And he says energetically on Valentine's Day, because everybody's using the word love, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, it's still the word love. So the universe hears and feels love, whether they're like, oh, I hate love, or, whatever, or love sucks because I broke up with somebody last 6 months ago, and now we're at Valentine, whatever the situation is. He says, don't let it be a story. Just use the word. The best, highest vibration is possible is to love yourself. And then once you can give a few minutes to yourself for self-love on Valentine's Day, then it'll be easier to share that with others, even strangers, however you can share and pay forward that divine love. So if you can do that this Valentine's Day, maybe put a little twist on Valentine's Day. So it's not only about, a relationship, it's about, our personal relationship or not. Share that love. And if you're in a beautiful agape love, then share that love with others as well. People want to see that. So share that either, on Facebook or when you're at your dinner, just people love to see that as well. If you are in a really good relationship, you're having fun with your partner, just feel that, and vibrationally, it's going to absolutely raise the vibration of the planet in the way of love. He says, we don't even understand how much power we have as individuals and energetically with our thoughts and with our basically our thoughts and what we put out in energy. So if we can make a conscious decision for Valentine's Day to have it as a positive, divine, loving day for yourself and then for others, that is just going to bring what this world needs right now. The world needs absolute love. And what better day to kick it off than Valentine's Day, right? Because we all know that Valentine's Day is a day that is associated with hearts and chocolates and flowers, and those are okay. All those things are good. They're not scary. If you want to buy yourself flowers and chocolates, do it. If somebody's not buying you chocolates and flowers, buy them for yourself, because that shows self-love. Even if it's just a little bouquet of flowers and a little box of chocolates or 5 chocolates or something like that, not to eat, he's saying do everything in moderation. Okay. So don't go buy yourself a 2-pound box of chocolate, eat it all because you're alone. Don't do that. He's not advising that. He's saying maybe just go get one of those little 2 chocolate truffle things, and then you could enjoy your 2 truffles with some nice tea or whatever it is, your favorite beverage, in moderation, and your flowers, and love yourself. It's okay to buy yourself flowers and a couple little chocolates. A couple chocolates are not going to hurt you. A box of chocolates could hurt you. And he's telling me this, I could feel it. He's saying, Josie, you don't eat your whole box of chocolates. So just 2 chocolates and you're good. I'm laughing because I know that most of that was for me, because once I get a box of chocolates, boy, I could get started on it. So he's saying, no, that's not a good idea. That the good idea is 2 chocolates, moderation, a beautiful bouquet of flowers to make you happy, and the fragrance and the energy of flowers. And if you don't want cut flowers, then just enjoy the flowers if you have some. And if you're in a place where there's flowers where you can go and see them, or anything to do with flowers are so beautiful. Flowers are just they have such beautiful energy. He says that flowers are just the sweetness, the dew of the earth. They're here to give us pleasure. That's their job. Everything on this planet has a purpose, and flowers are to give us pleasure. To just if you see a flower, just definitely enjoy it. He says enjoy flowers, and when you love flowers, they will stick around a lot longer. A good example is my friend Renee, who's on. Last time she visited, I had received these orchids, and orchids I usually. They last me maybe 2-3 weeks. They're so delicate. And then that's what Renee and I decided to call them delicate flowers, because we were both like, oh, orchids are delicate. But then she told me, which I'm sure I'm the last person to get this. Everybody must know this already. I think it's just one of those things I didn't know that I learned that day, is to put 2 ice cubes in your orchid, and every so many days, and then the orchids will last forever, because she said she didn't really like them because they're so delicate, but they never die. I said, that's interesting. Mine always die. So I was obviously overwatering them, but that was months ago, and I still have those orchids. They are here, and that's like a miracle for me, and I love them. I speak to them. People say they talk to their flowers and their plants. I never understood that, because mine just never lasted. But these orchids, somehow they're still alive, and they love it when I give them their little ice cubes, and they're just, part of the family now. So, you might, if you don't want to have cut flowers, you can buy a little plant that you want to keep alive and see if that'll work as well, Gabriel says, because, either way, it's a circle of life. If you buy cut flowers, that you'll enjoy them while they're there. And if you want to buy flowers that are enrooted and just grow them and have a relationship with the flowers, then that's something you can do too. Gabriel's really funny. He's like, because when you have a plant, that's a commitment. He says that's another commitment. It's almost like a pet. So, you just make sure that, if you have a plant with roots, that you're going to commit to that plant and you're going to love it and talk to it and just, nurture it. And then you'll, but see, he's saying this because that's all part of the circle of life and love. Circle of life and love. And the flowers are there to give us that. And that's why flowers are, he says that, you can always say, well, where did flowers come from for Valentine's Day? And there's many stories, but he says, regardless of what it is, that flowers are there to enjoy, and they are a very beautiful gift to give to somebody. And if you're a male, you could enjoy flowers as well. It shouldn't just be for women. If your wives, you can give your husband flowers. Why don't you try that this year? Give your husband's flowers, or give your mate's flowers, your boyfriend's flowers. See what happens. They'll be surprised, but hey, they're going to enjoy it. They really will. So, it's just something different to do. This is 2021, everybody. Everything's different. Nothing's the same. There's nothing that we have to, worry about, that if we're doing it right or not, because everything's elevating, everything's new, everything, nobody cares if you go to the grocery store in your sweats and not matching clothes. Nobody cares you're wearing masks, or if you go to the store in your furry shoes and your high heels or whatever. And that was another thing that Josie and Renee did. She came to visit, everything was shut down. So they went to Ralph's all dressed up because that was all there was to do. And they spent quite a bit of money at Ralph's, down every aisle. That was their big adventure, right? So you can do either way right now, which is great. You can show up, all casualed out practically in your pajamas, or you can, show up all dressed up because it's your big adventure for the week, going to the grocery store. But, Josie was in see, Gabriel's speaking through. So Josie, who's me, that happens sometimes. He wants me to share with you when I went into the hospital, because it's kind of a funny story. When I went into the hospital, before I went in the hospital, I was really scared, and I was kind of frozen, because I'd never been in the hospital, and I had a lot of fear the couple weeks before. And then I decided, you know what, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to pivot, change my energy. So I did this, Tony Robbins life mastery that my friend Suzanne, my neighbor, had going on. And so we did a cleanse, and we did an ice bath, and we did all kinds of stuff. I don't know if I spoke to you since all of that, but anyways, we did all these things to cleanse right before my surgery. Everything, that cleanse ended Sunday. My procedure was on Monday. So my body was clean, and that was perfect. It got me into alignment, he says, because my vibration was actually raised by the food that I was eating or not eating. For 4 days, I drank lemon water in the morning, 30 minutes later, celery juice, and then they have you eating veggies. And, so I wasn't hungry, but I was cleansing my body, and it felt really good. And so it kind of changed my thought process, because I thought, wow, okay, everything is mine, because I knew I was going to have to lay on that gurney or in that room wide awake, but with some pain meds, because they were giving me instructions on what to do for like 2 hours and then 4 hours. So 6 hours I was going to have to lay flat. And so I kind of started meditating and practicing. Well, right when I walked into the hospital, I decided to change my energy. And I went in there and I checked in, and I just joked around. I said, you know what? I'm checking into this beautiful hotel. Where do I go? Is this the front desk? Because this bill's really high, right? So for 24 hours, I knew I was going to be there 24 hours. I had a bag. Everybody knows, who travels with me knows I don't travel light. So even going to the hospital, I had a pretty nice size bag, because I wanted my comfy robe. anyway, so I'm going in there with my, and just teasing because, that I was going to be admitting it or just checking into their hospital. And that I was telling the truth that I hadn't been anywhere in months. So this was my big adventure. I said, this is an adventure for me. I mean, this is the first, socialization that I've had in a while. So I'm pretty excited, to see you guys. And then they were just laughing, but I worked in the hospital for years. So I know what it's like to be on the other side. And I know I can only imagine what it's been like for the hospital workers right now during COVID. They were just like hyper vigilant. I could feel their energy. So for me to go in there and kind of joke around with them a little bit and, just we were laughing together, and I told them I'd worked in hospitals, so they felt very comfortable. And, and I even told them, when I went to the back with the nurses and I was getting ready, I'm like, I shaved my legs for you guys and everything because I did, and that's, that was kind of funny. And my husband teased me about that a little bit because he was like, oh, what are you going on a date? Because I was like, but, I mean, I was going in the hospital. They always say, when you go to the hospital, when you get an accident, you don't want to, but anyways, so I gotten all ready, groomed and everything for the team. And we were laughing about that. And they, and then the doctor prayed with me before the procedure, which I thought was beautiful. And the procedure went very well. And I didn't move an inch for, like 3 hours unless they told me not to breathe or whatever. And it wasn't a problem. I was fine not to move. And I was, awake the whole time. And thank God it went so well that I went home that night, and my grandson had prayed for me the night before. And he said to the angels, he said, I said, Nolan, pray for me that I have very little pain. And he said, no, Nanny, zero pain. You're going to have zero pain. I'm praying to the angels, zero pain. And I said, okay, let's do it. Zero pain. And sure enough, I had zero pain. Now I was uncomfortable laying there, and I had a little bit of pain on my right leg. And then they gave me a pain medication while I was still there. And then it went away. So when I came home, I had zero pain. And the next day I took a couple Tylenols, and that was it. I've just been a little tired, but and a little sore, but I haven't been in pain. So I called Nolan that night or the next day, and I told him that I was good and that I had zero pain. And he was jumping around. His daddy said he was jumping around and having a great time because he was so excited that the angels had, it's just like, yay, confirmation, it worked. So, ask the angels for what it is that you want. And I'm sharing that story because it's important, for you to know that whenever we're going through something, we can pivot our thoughts and we can turn it into something positive, even if we feel that it's not, but we can have fun with it. And as soon as we raise our vibration and have fun in a situation, it energetically, it all worked. I wasn't afraid. I didn't get myself worked up. I didn't have any anxiety. And I thought I was, that all happened the week before. I had all this anxiety and fear and things like that. But I thought, I can't go into this with that. I felt like I was at a crossroads, that if this procedure didn't go well, I mean, literally, it could have just been really bad. It was either going to go very well or very bad. And I knew that. So I didn't give it energy that it could even go in that direction by the time I was there at the hospital. I just stayed in the flow, and I was in constant prayer, of course, and I had the angels there. And, like I said, the doctor prayed with me. So if you have medical stuff going on, try that and see if even for a little while you'll get a respite from the pain, or no pain at all. Like Nolan says, zero pain. Just ask the angels for zero pain, and they listen. They literally want to know what it is that we want them to do to help us. And I felt that. I had that experience in person, and it was beautiful. And he says it's not that I doubt it, but I do doubt it. He says, because we're humans, we all doubt it. We don't know for sure unless we get confirmation. And it's a lot of fun to get that confirmation. And they say it's okay to do that, to ask them. As a matter of fact, that's what they want you to do. They want us to do that. So that was, that was interesting. And that's what I've been doing over the last few weeks. But yeah, so that's my introduction. And I want to just open this up for questions. So if you've never been on our show, the format of the show is that I start like this. We have conversations of daily life, and then I have questions. I ask the audience to please ask me questions or ask Gabriel questions, and then he'll answer them. So right now would be a great time if anybody has any questions. that we can answer some questions. In the meanwhile, I'll just, keep going. And I want to thank, my dear friends that are here in the green room. Those are my friends that are here in the audience with me. And I have Debbie G, and I want to thank Debbie for always putting me on the platform. That's so wonderful. And Jim is on, Jody Cortez, Renee, my friend from Chicago, who I mentioned, she's on. Carly's on. I love Carly. And Louisa, yes, Louisa, thank you for joining. And Dr. Ray is on. And this is great. Carly's on. There she is. Okay, so I get to invite friends to go, and they ask me questions. And then also from Facebook, all my Facebook friends that are there, and the Tri-Angels group. I just want to mention Tri-Angels on Facebook. I haven't really been posting. I don't always post, but that Tri-Angels is for you guys to post beautiful, angelic words for each other, pictures of angels, anything. That's your platform for angels. Gabriel came up with it, saying, try angels, you might like it. It's that simple. You don't have to, but you can. So he's like, just try angels. They're pretty good. Angels are pretty good. So that's why it's called Try Angels. Just give it a try. See what see what happens. And it's, for the most part, it's good. And then let's see, I have Chelsea. That was beautiful. That's my daughter, Chelsea. She's there on Facebook. Stacy Prince, love you. Thank you, Stacy, so much. And Patricia Kelly, thank you so much. Love the flowers. And we have others that are there. So thank you guys for, for your beautiful words and so forth. Okay, so if you have questions, we will take those. If not, the other thing I do is I bring Gabriel on, and he will just give a message directly. So we can do that, and then you can ask questions. This show just flows wherever the angels take it. Wherever our spirit guides, that's what we do on this show. So let me see here. Carly's saying, Gabriel, tell Josie her purpose for this trial that she just went through, how she will be able to bless others through this experience. Okay, well, and then I have another, good, questions are coming. Okay, I have, I'll say that one. I had one from Renee. In light of Valentine's Day, can Gabriel explain the meaning of look deep into your heart? Okay, so look deep into your heart, the meaning of look deep into your heart. And then Carly wants Gabriel to explain the purpose for my medical experience and how it's going to bless others. All right, so we'll start there, and I'm going to go ahead and bring Gabriel in, and he can explain the meaning of look deep into your heart and anything else he wants to share. Good evening, everybody. It is us, Gabriel. We thank you for joining us this evening. Josie will have her eyes opened and closed sometimes. It's up to her. Either way, she can channel us with her eyes open as well. Oh, it has been a few weeks since we've been together here on our platform, and we want to thank you for your energy and your prayers. For those who gave Josie her prayers, she wants to thank you for that. And we want to thank you for your energy that you give us, and your questions that you give us, and your prayers that you give us when we're not on the show, because we know that you wouldn't be here or in our group if you didn't believe in what we do, in our angels, the angelic realm, or you have an experience with us. You already do. All of you have experiences with us, and we want to validate that. And if you have any questions about how to be sure of what is or what is not a divine message, that seems to be a question that people are asking right now, because there are many distractions that are happening on the planet. So those will be some things that we could speak about if you so choose. But for now, we're going to answer the first question that came through from Renee regarding Valentine's Day, and what is the meaning of looking deep within your heart? Looking deep within your heart is essentially looking deep within your soul, because your heart is your soul. So when you're looking deep within your own heart, then you're looking deep within your own soul. And then you are a mirror. You are a mirror when you're looking deep within your heart and your soul. And you're going to find in the mirror, what are you going to find? Magic mirror, what are you going to find? You're going to find love. That's what you're going to find. You're always going to find love. You will always find it when you are looking deep within your heart and deep within your soul from the place of the heart and not the place of the head. Then you are going to only feel and see the love and the truth of who you are. You are all divine, loving, eternal beings. So when you do that, you can look in the mirror and say, I want to look deep within my heart. Show me who I truly am. And then you will see yourself as this beautiful, loving being. You will see yourself. You'll even feel your essence of who you are. You will feel the aura of who you are. You know how some humans say, I can see your aura. I can see the pink around you and the purple and all the bright light, all those things that they see around you. You'll be able to see that for yourself in the mirror when you're asking the question, can I see that within and look within deep within your heart? So we encourage you to do that as a practice, to look deep within your own heart and accept the love of who you truly are. That's not an easy exercise because for most humans, it's difficult to love yourself. That's one of the most difficult things for us to ask of you is to love yourself. But we love you so much that we want to share that love with you of yourself, you see. We want you to see yourself for the way we see you as perfect beings. We want you to see yourself as that loving, perfect being of who you are, not with the stories of who you think you are based on your history here on this planet. Not on that. Not based on that. If you look at yourself based on what you judge yourself over, you will never see the loving person that you truly are. You will only see the stories of who you believe you are. Get rid of those stories and only look in the mirror for your heart soul, through your soul, through your heart, if that makes sense. Your soul. Look at the world through the heart. So you're looking deep within your heart, but you're also looking at the world from the place of your heart versus your head. And that is a beautiful place to be. That is a beautiful place to be. That is another exercise you can do on Valentine's Day. There are so many. Valentine's Day can keep us going for this whole show. It's just a beautiful holiday because it is the holiday of love, whether you're in a relationship or not. The biggest part of it is to love yourself. If you do not love yourself, you cannot love others. It's almost impossible to truly love another if you do not love yourself. We want you to remember that. And that's why we've said that several times, so that you could remember that. Not to say that you're not able to love others. Of course you are. But to truly love them in a divine way, you must love yourself. So you can practice that. Okay, so that is a very good question. Thank you so much, Renee, for that question. Now, the next question is from Carly, and she wanted us to explain how this, she puts a trial that Josie just went through will be able to bless others with her experience. So number one, we don't want to call it a trial, because a trial makes it seem like it's something that you're just trying and it's going to happen again, and that it's only a preview for what's coming up next. No, we don't want to take the word trial out of your vocabulary when it comes to anything negative, because if you say it's a trial, that means that's only a try, you're trying it, and there's more to come. Remember, the universe can hear all the words. So that's putting us on another topic, but we just want you to know that that's very important, the words. So what we're going to say is the experience that Josie had, and how is that going to help others? Well, just sharing her experience, I believe, has helped others, because she was able to turn it and pivot from fear. When you can pivot anything from fear and anxiety and depression, and you can bring it to a place of joy, even in a hospital, that is the healing. That is the healing of all of it. If she would have gone in there fearful and anxiety, her body would have locked up. Perhaps something would have moved and shifted. Energetically, everything would have been off balance for everybody. But because she went in there in prayer and meditation, of course, but more than that, in a joyful mood, in a joyful setting, thinking, well, if this is it, I want to have fun. She even thought of that while she was on the table. If this is it, at least I want to have fun with the last humans I see. Because, you know, everything was kind of going through her mind when she was laying on that table. So she's like, if this is it, I want to enjoy it. So if you can live your life like that every day, and that was a lesson that she learned, is how short life can be. How short life can be. And how did she want to live her life? How do you want to live your life? This pandemic has put everybody in their rooms, basically at home, thinking about, how do you want to live your life? When the world opens back up, how do you want to live your life when it's so short? That's a question for you to answer, that you want to live your life in a joyful way, we hope. The answer is to live your life in joy, to live, that's really the best way to go, because you can think clearly when you're at an elevated state and when your energy is flowing. You can think clearly. You're not boggled down at a lower vibration. So thank you so much for that question. Also, let's see, today is the feast day of Lady of Lourdes, and that's from Renee. Can Gabriel comment on the importance of healing waters like Lourdes and other places blessed on the earth? Well, Lourdes is a place, anytime there's a place that, and there are these pockets on the planet where prophets have been, and saints, because, you know, in our realm, there are prophets, saints, angels, there are many of us here. Yes. So when there are prophets and saints that have walked on this planet generations before us. Oh dear, her battery. Oh, hold on one moment. Her battery to her computer might die. Hold on a second, guys. I'm sorry. I don't have, that's the one cord I didn't bring. Let me see. Chelsea?
Alert from System UI server.
My name is Christopher. I've struggled with addiction for all of my adult life. I went from alcohol to opiates to heroin and meth. I spiraled down until I ended up in the hospital, malnourished and suicidal. I was the shell of the man I used to be. Then, I found hope. I found ATS. Advanced Therapeutic Services provided me with a safe environment and the tools necessary to recover. I learned how to address the root issues behind the addiction. I now have over a year clean. I owe my life to ATS.
Where is it? Right here. Okay, we're good.
You made the heavens, planted the earth, gave us stars for direction, but what was it worth?
Oh my goodness. Thank you guys. I'm so sorry about that. I haven't done the show in a few weeks, and I didn't have my, checklist in my head. I didn't have my studio together or anything. And the one thing I did not bring was my battery charger plug. So now I've got it in, and I'm still going to be live for a little bit. Yay. Yep, this is all live. Okay. This is what happens when you do live shows. You never know. But thank you, Debbie, for putting on the commercial. Instead of having it at the end, we did it in the middle. Okay, so let's get back to let's get back to Gabriel, he says. Oh, okay. We are back. Technology is interesting, isn't it? It truly is. And in the beginning, we told Josie with technology that we weren't going to have her on Facebook or anything when we started writing the book, but that there would be a time for it, because with technology, there's negative information and positive information. So we want you all to know, since we had a little technical glitch, that technology is most important for you to put positive messages. Don't be discouraged by technology. It's easy to be discouraged by technology and just say, if you see too much negativity, you're like, I'm going to get off of Facebook. I'm going to get off of these things. There's too much negativity or too many glitches. Don't do that. Don't let glitches discourage you. That was a little glitch. That was a distraction, but now we're back, and that's good. So whenever there's a distraction, just get back on and do it, because your messages are important. And use that opportunity to put an even better message out to Facebook or to your social media, whatever it is that you can do to enlighten. So that was our little plug about technology, since there was a little glitch there. But now we're going to get back to the comment from the questions from our audience, and that would be from Renee commenting, asking about the waters in Lourdes. Okay, so what we were saying about that is the saints, back to that, saints and prophets have walked on this earth for many years, generations, hundreds of years, thousands of years. There have always been, because we are the closest realm to the earth. Everybody has access to us, to Gabriel. You all have access to us to bring forth messages from the other side in a beautiful way. Whether you say, you know, the Holy Spirit is speaking through you, of course it's the Holy Spirit. Whether, you know, it's your spirit guide speaking through you, you all know that you have the access to give beautiful messages. Yes. So the prophets that, such as at Lourdes, and the Mother Mary who was there, the beautiful Mary who was there, and she's been at different places on the planets, and that water is most healing and it's most miraculous. There are places on the planet where there is miraculous water, such as hot mineral waters and holy waters. When you utilize those waters, those holy waters, for healing, and you anoint yourself, you anoint others. Josie anointed herself prior to her surgery as well. That was very important. And she anointed her lung with this holy waters from Lourdes, because that's where she believes it's interesting. Lourdes came up because her daughter-in-law sent her the water, and then she told Renee, and now she's using it. So the churches, if you go to churches, if you're part of a church that has holy water, such as a Catholic church, they are not giving away holy water. So Lourdes is busy right now sending off their holy water. So there are places on the planet that have holy water that you could use, or you can make your own holy water in a crystal bowl. As you're doing your sound bowl, you can put water in there and you can bless your own water. You can make your water. Water is blessed. Water is blessed. So you can do that. But the power of the healing of water is the power of your mind and the body and the spirit that you give it. And then you ask us to mutate into that water, and we can do that through your ceremony, through your prayers with the water. And there, so in other words, you have the capacity to heal others yourself. You have that capacity, and the water is there to give you tangible evidence that you can heal yourself and you could heal others. You will see it. You will feel the energy of the angelic realm and God's realm in the water, because you have faith in that water. You have faith in God. You have faith in the miracles, and that's where the miracle is. And that comes genetically from the saints and the prophets that have been here and walked before you. It's all there. The DNA is there for thousands of years and hundreds of years. You all, as humans, you've been doing this for quite some time. And you get these beautiful messages and you share them. That's why it's up to you right now, as the humans that you are, to give to your next generations. What are you going to leave for the next generations from us? What are you going to leave from us for your grandchildren, for your children, for just the next generation? It doesn't even have to be your children, just any children. What are you leaving? That's a good question to ask. Let's see. Can Gabriel comment on the importance of healing? Okay, we did that one. Your vibration was higher than that is sick patients, higher vibration. These are some of the comments. I'm looking for a question here. Everything that you put positive vibration on with positive divine healing, just ask and direct energy. Yes. The power comes through our beliefs that our prayers will be answered. Absolutely. Thank you for those comments. Those are beautiful comments, because you know those comments to us are saying, as you're speaking to us, that you know you have that power to heal. You have that energy already within you. It's okay to look at others for guidance, of course, but don't forget to look within yourself for that. To look within yourself so that you can feel your divinity, and then you will hear us. So it's not you, it's us. We're all one. You see that? So when you heal somebody, it's like we healed somebody. We healed somebody. Josie and her divine her eternal being, her true self, who she is, the angels, the saints, the prophets. We all healed somebody together, like a team. We're all your team there together. It's most important to remember that when you're doing this work, that it's us. It's not necessarily you. You are part of it because you are saying yes, but you also, we want you to remember that it's we. It's we. It's we. We're all doing this together as humans and non-humans. Energetically, we heal each other, and you can heal yourself as well. I hope that answered that question. The power comes through our beliefs and our prayers. Answered yes. Let's see here. Oh, yes, Anna. Hi, Anna. Anna Herndon, Josie's sister. That's James' sister, Anna. And she says, I know I'm God's daughter. Of course, amen. Yes, you are. You are God's daughter. You have so many beautiful gifts. All of you have so many beautiful gifts. All you have to do is remember why you're here. You might be in a place where you're feeling that you don't have value because, and we're not speaking of it, but just in general, because as humans right now, everything has shifted. So your values have shifted. Your values have shifted. You might have valued your jobs. You might have valued the money. You might have valued your personal assets. Those might have been your values, but of late, maybe your values are changing. What you consider valuable. What do you consider valuable in your life? That's another question. And once you can put that answer out and say, I consider valuable my healing, my love, my joy, everything will come to you that's healing, love, and joy. Because you've always had whatever it is you need. We believe that truly in our hearts that you have. You might say, but Gabriel, I lost everything. What? You have not, because you're still here. If you lost everything, you would not be here. Right? If you lost everything, your family would be gone as well. No, you haven't lost everything. You may have lost some things that you didn't need right now. So if you've lost things, bless them, release them, and make room for the new to come in. That means those are old things that had to go away, and new things are going to come in. Old, new, everything beautiful if you choose that. We say because as humans, you have free will. You can decide pretty much. Basically, as humans, you decide. You can decide your energy flow. And we understand that there are a lot of humans that feel that they can't make decisions right now. They're very confused. Yes, but that confusion can go away quickly if you ask us for that help. And then you find some joy in your life and love. Thank you. Yes, that is very, very true. We know that. So if we have no more questions, then we are going, here we go. Thank you for putting up the questions. I had experiences with Archangel Gabriel many, many, many years ago, but don't remember the specifics. It was a profound time, and I didn't have friends at that time I could share with. Patricia Kelly, yes, you have had many experiences with us, and we still are with you. We are with you now. We are always with you. And thank you for remembering. Even if you just remember a little bit about us, that makes us so happy because we will come right there and say, yay, we get so excited that you remember us. You remember us. You remember us in your life when you called for us and we heard you and we answered you. Even if you didn't call us by name, but you know the energy flow that comes through us. And that you share with others the energy of compassion and love, and that everything is going to be okay. And the miracles that come after that. Keep going with that, Patricia. Keep going. Keep asking us, and we will be there. We're with you all the time, but we will reveal ourselves to you. We will reveal ourselves to you even more so every day. And the love of who you are, and that knowing of who you are. Blessings. Thank you so much for remembering us. We believe that all of you have had experience. We know for truth that you have all had experiences with us one way or the other, because we are so close to this realm. And we want you to know that we love you. We love you so much. And please be our Valentine on Sunday. We want you to be our Valentine, and we will be your Valentine. In other words, love yourself. When you love yourself, just think that you're loving us as well, because we are right here with you. And we will be each other's Valentines. And that is the most beautiful, when you're Valentines with angels and you're Valentines with God. Is that not beautiful, when God can be your Valentine? And the angelic realm can be your Valentine. And in turn, you're going to love yourself. That's the most powerful energy that you could feel. After that, everything else kind of doesn't matter. It does, but it doesn't, right? That's the big picture. That's the big picture. Can I love myself? Can I have God as my Valentine? Can I have the angels as my Valentine? Who do you want to be your Valentine? Do you want Jesus to be your Valentine? Do you want Buddha to be your Valentine? Who do you want to be your Valentine? Do you want Mother Mary to be your Valentine? Everybody on this side wants to be your Valentine. Just ask us. And we will shower you with the love and nurturing on that day. And then you'll be able to share it with others. Meditate on that. Pray about that this weekend. Pray about love and peace. Pray about us being your Valentine, God being your Valentine. And then in turn, you can share that with others. And automatically, you will feel the love for yourself. It will just happen. Thank you so much for the uplifting response. Oh, beautiful. You are most welcome and most blessed. We thank you for that comment and for that remembering. We encourage everybody to do that, to remember us. It's most important during these times to know the truth of who you are and to love that, to love yourself, to be our Valentine. We like that. And we hope for you this weekend that you will be blessed in all ways and always. And remember, be gentle with yourselves. All progress is in little increments. Josie's practicing 1% increments of progress. And then it just multiplies from there. Be easy with herself, we tell her. You don't have to have everything perfect all the time and go all out and then go all not out. Go all, there's no balance when you do too much of something and then not enough because you're too tired or whatever the situation. Just 1% increments of progress at a time of whatever it is that you're trying to do. If you're trying to exercise, just start it a little bit. If you're wanting to change your eating habits, just change a little bit every day, and then it'll follow suit and continue to grow. Make different changes in your life if you feel that there's any positive changes that you need in your life, don't do it in a big way. Do it in little ways at a time, we say. If it's something like that normally you would say, oh, I can never do this or I can never do that. No, you can do it a little bit at a time. If that's something you feel in your soul that will help your physical body while you're here on this planet, meaning your eating habits. If you can eat at a higher vibrational food, so something like that, right? That's back to the box of chocolates. 2 chocolates, not an entire box. As tempting as they are. And do it with love and your flowers. Remember that this weekend. And have fun. Have the most fun that you can do. Whatever it is that you can do for fun. Listen to music. Play games. Play games with your family, board games, that's fun. Whatever it is that you think might be fun, something fun. Do that with your loved one, something fun. We haven't had enough fun. The humans haven't had enough fun as of late for these last 8 months. Fun has almost been illegal. Let's make fun legal again, even if it's a little bit of fun at a time. A little bit of fun at a time, whatever that means. It's not illegal to have fun. We want you all to know that. It's not illegal to have fun. And if somebody says it's illegal to have fun, just have them arrest you then. And then you'll go have fun in jail. We're joking. We do not want you to go to jail. That was a joke. But what we're saying is wherever you are, you can have fun. And it's not illegal to enjoy yourself. As a matter of fact, it's very much needed at this time for your own well-being and your own mental health and your own everything. Joke with yourself. Josie does it all the time. She cracks herself up. You can do that. You could joke at yourself, laugh at yourself, and then others will laugh with you because you're very funny. As humans, you are. Don't take yourself so seriously. Relax. Enjoy yourself. Give yourself a break. Give yourself an emotional break and enjoy yourself, whatever that means for you. Stay lighthearted. Stay lighthearted. We want to thank you so much for joining us. And now we're going to bring Josie back so she can wrap up the show. And we want to thank her for inviting us to participate. Wow, that was really special. And that was interesting that I was channeling Gabriel and then the computer's going off. Talk about multitasking. I had to figure out that. It's interesting because you kind of go from one dimension to another. It's almost like I'm sitting here on the sidelines when Gabriel's speaking. So I know what he's saying, but he's, so that was different. That was live. That was a live show of channeling. And, but I'm glad it happened. It happened for a reason. Obviously, he wanted to give a little message about technology and keeping a very positive messages and vibration, and not to get shook up by little things that happen, the small stuff that can, absolutely somebody could just fall apart over. But don't let that deter you. If there's little detours that happen, there are always detours that happen or hiccups in our lives. Just, okay, keep going. Fix it, keep going. There's no judgment. We're all human. That's what I took from that little lesson. So, oh boy, you guys are wonderful. Gabriel wants me to bring chocolates. Jody says, Jody, yes. Jody brings his fresh bread, and now he's like, okay, we're bringing chocolates. That's amazing. Oh, that was beautiful. I just want you guys to know that every time I do this and I channel Gabriel, especially if I hadn't done it in a while because I was sick and all that, I feel blessed by it. I know I'm moving this table out every time I touch my computer. Sorry about that. But I am so blessed by it. I just want you to know that. And I know that when you're in the zone, you're blessed by it as well. So for that, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the opportunity to do this show every week and to share the messages that come through me from the angelic realm. I want to thank you for that opportunity and just honor you for that and for joining us. And I just want to send you all my love for you, from my spirit to your spirit, my spirit to your spirit. Blessings all week. And like Gabriel said, let's have a fun Valentine's weekend. Let's have fun. I mean, that was all new information for me as well. So I'm going to, go back and listen to the show, take some notes and do it. I know, I learn every time. I think that's beautiful to ask God to be our Valentine. How perfect is that? I mean, I don't think we could go wrong with that, right? So we are so blessed. Yes. I mean, it's only, if we start with God and the angels being our Valentines, and then we turn ourselves into our Valentine, then our mates will be our Valentine or our friends will be our Valentines. That's easy. Then it's not pressure anymore about who's going to be your Valentine, right? It's like that movie. My daughter, we were talking about something, we were saying something about, she said something about, I don't know if it's a saying or if it's a movie, that I married my ghost. Anyways, I don't know. That just popped into my head. But anyways, it's not that, but it's just like, let's have a great relationship with God and, and with ourselves and our hearts. And until next week, next Thursday, 7:00, we're going to do this again and we're back on track. I want to thank you all for joining us and have a very, very blessed and loving week.